What's up, fight fans? Welcome to the UFC Fight Night 127 pre-fight show. My name's Flying Brian J. Thank you so very much for joining me. As always, you guys are my co-host. My first question to you is, what pre-fight rating would you give this entire fight card, top to bottom, 1 to 5? And then after that, we're going to get into talking about each and every fight individually, what you would give the pre-fight rating 1 to 5. So when I start talking about each fight, so when I say Fabricio Verdum versus Volkov, start putting in the comment section what your pre-fight rating is for that fight. And then I will put it into a spreadsheet that I've got going. We're going to average that out. And at the end, I'll give our average pre-fight rating. And then... Burnt KFC Chicken Live. What up, Burnt KFC Chicken Live? Happy St. Patty's Day to you, too. Did you just give me 20 bucks? Hopefully this chat's working, actually. That's pretty gnarly. Thanks, Burnt KFC Chicken Live. Anyway, so I'm going to take our predictions and then figure out how far off we were from our predictions. My pre-fight rating is going to be a 2, but because it is St. Patrick's Day, I'm about to have a green beer, so cheers, y'all. Cheers to St. Patty's Day. Pour myself a green beer. Whoa, it went in not green, comes out green. How did that happen? So cheers to St. Patrick's Day. One reason why I would perhaps give this card more than a 2 on the pre-fight rating is basically because it's happening, like right now it's noon my time. The fight card starts at noon 45 my time, 12:45. It's going to get over at like 7, and I'll still have time to go out and enjoy more of these green beers with some buddies or something, and yada yada. Thanks so much, Burnt KFC. What pre-fight rating are you giving this card 1 to 5? And everybody else, what's your pre-fight rating? I'm going to give it a 2, and if you guys don't tell me what you're going to give it, I'm going to assume you're going to give it a 2 as well. One reason why it's so low is there's not many names on here. I mean, Fabricio Verdum's good. I mean, he's a big name, really. One of the best heavyweights to ever compete in mixed martial arts. Alexander Volkov, he's an up-and-comer, 29 years old. We know him. Jimmy Manuwa, knockout artist, pretty big name in the light heavyweight division. We know him. Jan Blachowicz, you know, hardcore fans know him as a good kicker and everything like that. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot. There is Tom Duquesnoy, and people have a lot of hype for him. But other than like those 5 dudes, there's not a lot going on in this card. I do like some of the matchups. I do think we could see some finishes. Fight pass pacing is going to help us move along on the card so that there's no stagnation. Is that a word? Stagnance? So it's not stagnant, you know, like Fox Sports 1 will make us look at a lot of filler, make us listen to Karen Bryant a bunch and stuff. At the beginning here, I also wanted to give the current standings on the hashtag Fight Nerds UFC Pick'em League. Oh, Burnt KFC's given the card a 2.5 due to no names, praying it's a sleeper. Danny Hot Chocolate, yeah, he's decent, but what do we know? I know him best for getting knocked out by Mike Platinum Perry. But anyway, I'll give you guys a 2.5. I'm going to stick with a 2. And like I said, at the end, we'll figure out how close we were to our guess via this spreadsheet. But let's go over the top 5 people in the hashtag Fight Nerds UFC Pick'em League. If you want to join that, I'll put that in the chat section. You guys can jump over there and compete. In first place is Jack Mooney, he's usually here, so perhaps he's a lingerer right now. He's been right on 63 out of 93 fights. Second place is Mattis Douglas, 60 out of 93. Third place is Vikram, 60 out of 93. Fourth place, Gopere Potter, MMA, 58 out of 91. And then fifth place is Steve Indigo, 63 out of 93. And in case you're wondering, maybe I'm being conceited, but I'm in 16th place in the hashtag Fight Nerds UFC Pick'em League, 57 out of 92. The last fight card, I actually forgot to make the first pick. I get mixed up with Central Time and Eastern Time. So I thought the fight started at 6, but they actually started at 5 because I'm in Central Time. And so I missed the first one. Anyway, there's my little spiel. So guys, I want you to start giving me your pre-fight rating for the main event of the evening, which is Fabricio Vai Cavallo Verdum versus Alexander Volkov. I don't know. I'm feeling like we're going to have a decision here in Fabricio's last... Like, Fabricio, he's going to do some goofy shit. We know that. He might come out with a flying sidekick. He's going to make some goofy faces. Perhaps he'll flop to his back and call Volkov into his guard. Volkov's a super tall guy, uses his range well. If Volkov gets the victory, we're going to have, you know, like a new contender. We need more contenders in the heavyweight division. We can't just keep circulating the same few guys against Stipe Miocic. But honestly, I think we're going to see a decision, and it might be like a rather not that exciting kickboxing match, like similar to Tybura versus Verdum. I wasn't a huge fan of that bout, so that's what I think might happen. I'm interested to see what you guys think is going to happen, but I'm going to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. That's rather low for a main event, but that's just, I'm being honest here, and hopefully, like Burnt KFC Live says, the fight could exceed our expectations, but I'm going to go with a 3.5 for the main event. And as you guys, I know you guys are on a lag. I think you're like 45 seconds behind me. When you catch up to where I am now, tell me what pre-fight rating you would give this main event. I need to know, guys, so that we can get this averaged out. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, thumbs the video up. That would help me out a shitload. I might do a hangout so we can just kick it during the main card. And just, you know, be real with that. Am I streaming the Fight Pass prelims here? No, man. You gotta stream that yourself. If you haven't already, go snag up. If you haven't done it already, and you could also probably just get a new email address and sign up for a 7-day free trial of UFC Fight Pass, and you can watch this entire card. I'm not streaming it, but during the main card, I might do a chat where sometimes I put up like the fight clock and everything. I'll do a limited version of that where I'll just have the screen like this and I'll put the fight clock over here or something. Kill 'em, I put natty, cannibal monkey, monkeys are us. That is one hell of a name. He says go Volkov. I want Fabricio Verdum to win. I think he's an interesting character, but for the sake of breathing some life, some youth, we're going to euthanize, I'm kidding, the heavyweight division, Volkov needs to get this victory. You know, I've poured this green beer, not even drank it. Here we go. It's goddamn delicious. What it actually is Hellas Creek Lager by Cross Strain Brewing out of Omaha, Nebraska. Cool artwork too, by the way. Anywho, okay, you guys are going to give the main event a 3.5 as well. Actually, I accidentally typed 3.45, so that's what you're getting. Co-main event of the evening. Jimmy, the poster boy Manua versus Jan Blachowicz. What up, Synchronic 7? I was hoping I'd see you today, my friend. Manua versus Blachowicz, they fought almost exactly 3 years ago. I think it was like April of 15, so pretty close, pretty fucking close to exactly 3 years ago. Manua got the decision victory. Man was 39, is he? Man was old as fuck for the light heavyweight division, or mixed martial arts in general. Jan Blachowicz is not much younger, at like 35, 33. Manua can't be 39. That's how old Fabricio Verdum is. How old is Jimmy Manua? 1 second, let me look this up. Jimmy Manua was 38. I wasn't far off. And Jan Blachowicz is 35. So both these guys are, you know, older. Blachowicz is the kicker. Manua was the boxer. Manua, I think, hits harder. The last fight wasn't that exciting, but Jimmy Manua tore an ACL or hamstring. He tore something in his leg early on in the fight, and then it decreased his ability to throw them big hammers. Manua basically throws a lead left hook, ripping hooks to the body, overhand rights. He's not too dynamic. Anyway, I'm going to give this fight a 3.5 as well. And actually, 3.5 is as high as I'm going to go for any individual fight on this card. If you disagree, please tell me about it, and I would gladly hear you out. One thing that sucks about this card, and I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but Elijah Zaleski dos Santos, EZS, was going to fight Jack Marshman, but he had to pull out on February 19th, citing a knee injury. Brad Scott came in, and then we lost that fight completely. So we have 11 fights instead of 12. We lost Zaleski dos Santos, who's an exciting fighter. Anyway. Synchronic 7. With this being Fight Pass show, all the prelims are on Fight Pass and can only watch the main card on British UFC partner BT Sports. Pretty pissed since my Fight Pass logged out. So can you watch? Do you have Fight Pass, Synchronic 7? Oh, and also Burnt KFC Live. I'm sorry I didn't have an animation. There should be an animation that come up and say, yo, you got a homie that donated money to make this stream keep a chugging along. And it didn't happen. I apologize for that, my dude. Really, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, all right, you guys are going to give the co-main a 3.5 as well. I know this doesn't work as well on YouTube as it did on Facebook with you guys being able to follow along with me and give the grades. So maybe I'll have to rethink this and do it a different way. But I think it's fun to do that way, and I'm going to keep doing it for now. And if you guys have a better idea of how to conduct the pre-fight show, you just let me know. Let's move down. Tom Duquesnoy versus Terrion Ware. Oh, I bet you can figure it out, Synchronic 7. You'll get it figured out. And if not, just make a new one. It's $9. You know, what's $9? Fucking, this 6-pack of beer cost me $9. What's $9? And not that I have a lot of money or anything, but it's $9. It's fucking nothing. Like a bag of candy that you would buy for Easter next weekend is like fucking $9. All right, we're losing viewers. Back on track here. Tom Duquesnoy versus Terrion Ware. Tom Duquesnoy came into the UFC with a shitload of hype. I watched him fight, I forgot his name. Patrick Williams in Kansas City last year, I think. He's got good elbows. He's got sharp striking. He's this young up-and-comer that's pretty diverse. Apparently on the regional scene, he showed off his ground game a lot. And Terrion Ware is a guy that has sharp hands, good striking, minimal ground game. What I think we could see here is a stand-up bout, which should be fucking pretty exciting. Terrion Ware, even though he's 0-2 in the UFC, I like his style. I like that he comes forward, throws a lot of. He's like sharp boxing. And then Tom Duquesnoy with some vicious elbows. We're gonna see a lot of violence in this fight, I believe. Unless Tom Duquesnoy tries to play it safe, go for some takedowns to get this victory, to get back on track. But I think he's a guy that also likes to be exciting, to be memorable in that way. And I'm going to give this fight a 3. What do you guys think? What up, Richard Berghughes? Hey, my dude. Still in bed? Damn, that's awesome. I had to get up early to... Actually, I didn't. I just got tired yesterday and fell asleep early. Normally, I drink a lot on Fridays, but I didn't do that last night. Just hung out with my fiance. Don't know why I'm telling you my personal details. Got up early. I bought a new pickup yesterday. Not a new one, but... So I got up early and just went and drove it around before doing the show. What up, Midnight Crisis? Spelled crisis wrong. But what up, Midnight Crisis? Hi from the UK. Hi from Nebraska of the USA. Yeah, Synchronic 7 says Tom Duquesnoy is a real flashy fighter. Synchronic. What pre-fight rating? And Richard and Midnight and KFC, my brother. What pre-fight rating would you give Duquesnoy versus Ware? I gotta know. You guys gotta fill me in. Otherwise, we're gonna have the same exact rating, and then you guys are probably gonna be further off on your average pre-fight rating than I am. So I gotta know. Duquesnoy versus Terrion Ware. What's the pre-fight rating? Oh, this is ooh. It's going down real nice, my dudes. Might have to slow it down. That's a tasty drink. Right there. It's right here. So good. All right, Richard's going to give it a 3. Damn it. I gave it a 3, too. All right, Richie. This is off topic again. Just filling time a little bit. I got a coworker. No, Synchronic, we're going out of 5. I go out of... I go out of 5. We could go out of 10. I don't know. 7 out of 10, so 3.5 for you. So you guys give it a combined 3.25. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll do the math. Just some math. Anyway, Richard, I got a coworker named Rick, but his real name's Richard, and I like saying, "Hey, Richard." Shut up, Richard. Sorry. It's funny to me. Okay, Leon Rocky Edwards versus Peter Sabota. Leon Edwards is an interesting character because when he came into the UFC, I thought of him as a boxer, right? And then when he fought Albert Tumenov, he took him down, submitted him. Obviously, Tumenov didn't show. He showed that he has like no ground game in the UFC. But also, Leon Edwards is listed as fighting out of American Kickboxing Academy, aka where some of the best grapplers in the fucking world train. Daniel Cormier, Habib the Eagle. Luke Rockhold might not be known as a grappler, but he's got some slick ass jiu-jitsu. All right, Synchronic's gonna give that one a 5 or 4. So bring that back to 3.75. All right. So Leon Edwards. Sorry, Richard. I was just kidding. I'm interested in Leon Edwards, and then Peter Sabota is a guy that he's got aggressive striking, and he's got really good jiu-jitsu in his back pocket. So I'm interested to see if Edwards goes for those takedowns against Sabota's jiu-jitsu game. I think that he will, and I think that you know a lot of these jiu-jitsu guys, when they're comfortable on their back, if Edwards takes him down, perhaps Sabota would be too comfortable off of his back. I'm gonna pick. I'm not making picks on this thing, but I'm picking Edwards. And I'm going to go with a 2.5 out of 5. Also, if you guys didn't know already, for every single fight, I have bet 1 unit on the underdog, and I'm tracking that. I forgot to bring the numbers up, but I think that we are down like -1 unit on the year, which isn't bad at all. So if we go if we go plus 1.05 units tonight, then on the year, betting on every single underdog 1 hour before the fights start would be profitable, which is nuts to me. Also, I was going with the same kind of but approach with my DraftKings. I left $2,000 on my total allotment salary on DraftKings because I was like, well, fuck it. These underdogs could score big points. And I just went with it. I don't know. Who knows? When you're playing with a lot of people, I play in the single entry $1 DraftKings thing. So when you're playing in those, there's a lot of people in there. And so a lot of people are going to have the same lineups. So you got to think about outside the box, I guess. And I played a lot of the underdogs. But I'm really interested to see tonight how the underdogs fare and how my blanket betting the underdogs go. What pre-fight rating are you guys giving, Richard and Synchronic? Edwards versus Sabota. Also, Richard, I got an uncle named Richard. I call him and we're a duo, big and rich. I'm big, he's rich, but he's kind of a chubby man, so it's funny. Okay, so I gave Edwards versus Sabota a 2.5 out of 5. I'm going to assume you guys are going to give the same. Peace out, Synchronic. Yeah, get that drink. What are you getting? What kind of drink are you getting? Get one of them German lagers. They're delicious. Also, the chat, I don't really need it there anymore. A 4, Richard. Oh, geez, Synchronic. That's kind of lame. I don't really need the chat in here anymore because YouTube has started to put the chat, like, when you replay videos on YouTube that were live, they put it back. So this is kind of not as useful, but I'll put it there anyway. Russia, go Russia. Russia, crash everyone and everything. Remember. All right, Russia, calm down. Take a chill pill. Have a Xanax. What up, Matthew Caldwell? You know what I'm missing? Chad Cheesemo Cheeserman. Also, I don't know about great, Richard, but Sabota's pretty good. He was very fierce in his last fight against Ben Saunders, but Ben Saunders has like no defense whatsoever. That was also almost a year ago. Yeah. Most of Sabota's wins are via submission. I don't know. Yeah, I'm interested to see how this ground game plays out. I'm really interested in these fights. I love that they're happening in the middle of the day. What do you guys think? Do you think that I should do a chat during the main card? Just come hang out with me. I'll watch them. I'll talk to you guys like we're old buds. Hell yeah, Matthew. That's the best part. Fight Pass early. The first 7 fights are on Fight Pass, so they should just go bang, 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 bang. But then we'll have a long wait between the prelims and the main card, and the main card will be just as slow as any other Fox Sports 1 card because it's actually happening on BT Sports in the UK or Europe or whatever. You know? All right. Let's move down on the card, on the old card Rooney. John Phillips versus Charles Byrd. Byrd coming off of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, and John Phillips, his nickname is long as fuck. It is, what, I clicked it, bitch asses. Yeah. Okay. His nickname is the Welsh Wrecking Machine, WWM, TWWM. It's long as fuck. They also call him the White Mike Tyson. All of his wins are knockouts, right? Early knockouts as well, I believe. He doesn't have a Wikipedia page, so I can't really check him. But, yeah, I don't know anything. I know the White Mike Tyson. I know this dude's nickname. I know he's got a lot of knockouts. 86% knockouts, according to UFC.com. But, like, Charles Byrd, we saw him twice on the Contender Series, right? I don't care about this fight. I'm going to give it a 2. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Like, I don't know, and it's not my fault. I'm trying to do this show kind of like Eugene S. Robinson and Kid Nate do the Care Don't Care preview. What up, Doug Rowland? How you doing, my friend? So, Kid Nate and Eugene S. Robinson, what they do, they just do straight Care Don't Care. And I asked Nate if I could do a similar show. And that's how I came up with the rating system 1 to 5. At first it was like, how far would you walk in order to be allowed to watch the fight? And then I just like, fuck it, let's just give it a rating 1 to 5. I was going to go stars, but just 1 to 5s. And they do it based on like the marketing heft and weight that the WME, the William Morris Endeavor, is that something like that, has put on these fighters. And I don't know fucking anything about John Phillips, and my memory isn't good enough to remember Charles Byrd from the Contender Series. But bring back the Contender Series. How fucking fun was the Contender Series? Like 5 fights on a Tuesday night, took like an hour out of your life. That was goddamn awesome. Anyway, what would you guys give Phillips versus Charles Byrd? I'm going to assume you guys gave it a 2. What? I'll give you a 2.0, 5, 6, 8, 7, 4, 1, 2, 5, 9. So you guys are giving Phillips versus Byrd, and I could not possibly repeat that. Let's move down to, oh, I haven't been giving you odds, have I? Well, it doesn't matter. We're already really far into the card. Do you care about the odds? Fabricio versus Volkov. Fabricio's like a -180 favorite. Manuel's like a -180 favorite. Duquesnoy is like -300. Edwards, I believe, is like -165. Phillips is even +100. No, Byrd is even +100. And Danny Roberts versus Oliver Enkamp. Danny Roberts. Danny Roberts versus Oliver Enkamp. I'll do the odds this time. Which Tyrion Ware would, it would be awesome if Tyrion Ware beat Tom Duquesnoy. Okay, no odds. All right. Don't care about the odds. I'll stop talking about them. But I started to talk about Roberts versus Enkamp. Roberts is -135. Oliver Enkamp's +125. Okay, sorry about the delay, my friends. Oh, what up, Doug? There are too many fighters in the UFC. If avid UFC fans and people that report on it don't know a chunk of fighters. Did I say Danny Roberts? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like Doug Rowland says, there are so many goddamn fighters in the UFC. I think there's like 500. I drink quite a bit, though, so that's one reason why I can't remember all these fighters. But also, like, how am I supposed to remember Oliver Enkamp? How am I supposed to remember Danny Henry? You know, they fight on these... obscure European cards. I'm sorry, you guys are European, but to me they're middle of the day. There's not a lot of meaning to them. I just watch them to enjoy them. I don't watch them to like remember them or to actually like put a lot of articles out about them or anything like that. I'm just there to enjoy it. So how am I supposed to remember these guys? Roland, Dougie R. Asked how the blanket betting's going. I think we're minus 1 unit on the year. Like minus 0.86 units. I tweeted it so I can check. I have a spreadsheet going too. Let's see. Betting on every underdog at UFC 222 resulted in minus 0.58 units. And before that, we were minus 0.06. Yeah, so we are minus 0.64 units on the year. That's not bad at all. So we bet, fuck, I don't know, $12 per event, and we've only lost a total of 64 cents this year. It's crazy. And tonight, all we need is like to go 1 unit ahead, and we'll be back in the green. So fuck it. Like if Terrion Ware wins, we'd be really high in the green. So Chronic 7, Danny Henry is one to watch. Hopefully the next big thing out of Scotland. Hope you're right, dude. Anyway, Roberts versus Encamp. I'm giving it 2. You guys are going to give it a 2.04588945. How's that sound? Sound good to you? Sounds good to me. And like we've said a million times, we got to try to keep our expectations low so that we can allow the fight card to exceed our expectations. I listened to a podcast about it recently, and I've been trying to do it myself. When you have huge expectations about anything in life, and if that thing that you had the expectation about doesn't turn out to be fucking incredible to at least meet your expectations, you're disappointed. So if you can set your expectations to a medium level, you allow yourself to be wowed, and then you allow yourself to be reasonably disappointed if it's fucking terrible. But if you set yourself with the expectations at the moon, you're like, the only thing that can happen is either expectations met or disappointed. I like to set myself up to be like small, like there's a small room for disappointment and then like a big gap to be wowed into, you know. Synchronic's giving a 5 to Danny Henry versus Hakeem Dawodu. Dawodu's a athletic dude. Danny Henry doesn't have very good defense. Man, just look at these pictures of Dawodu. He looks jacked as fuck. A lot of these dudes, though, they look jacked and they don't turn out to be that great. Cry like a bitch if Stevie Ray loses 2 in a row. I picked Raging Cajun, but I don't know. I'm gonna give. Matthew Caldwell's gonna give Henry versus Dawodu a 3. Synchronic is giving it a 5, so that means you guys are giving that a 4. I think you guys are getting a little crazy with those pre-fight ratings. All right, they're good. Doug Rowland coming in with a 2.5, so we can bring this down back to a 3.25, 3.257. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with a 2. I should go low. I'm gonna go fucking lower. Let's move down. Paul Craig versus Magomed Ankalaev. I don't know the first fucking thing about Magomed Ankalaev, other than I believe he's undefeated. He doesn't even have a picture on UFC.com. He's 9-0. Paul Craig, he's got a neat nickname, the Bear Jew. But, like, Paul Craig, and I don't mean to talk smack because I'm never going to fight. I'm never going to fight in a sanctioned bout because I don't want to get punched in the face. I'm already ugly enough. But Paul Craig kind of sucks. Women in the 125-pound divisions do head and arm throws, you know. A lot of people call them sacrifice throws. And Paul Craig tried that on Tyson Pedro. Tried to head and arm throw him. Tried to head and arm throw another full-size man. What the fuck? But he is interesting. He's an interesting character. And I think that Magomed is probably going to smash his face. And I like smashed faces. It's fun. I'm going to give it 2.5. I'm going to go higher for this one. 5 because he sounds like Habib. Yeah. Basically it. Let's see. Oh, he's from Russia, so. But I think it's Chechnya and not Dagestan. But anyway. I'm going to go with the 2.5. You guys are going to go with... I don't know. You guys are giving high ratings. You guys are probably going to go for 3 for Paul Craig versus Magomed Ankalaev. If you haven't already, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, I think there's going to be an animation that happens. So make that shit happen, my dudes. Rage and Cajun Johnson versus Stevie Ray. Now, Stevie Ray, in my opinion, and in my estimation... Oh, okay, you guys go with 2.5 already? 2 as well for the last one? Stevie Ray reminds me a lot of Ross Pearson. They even fought each other. Very similar, but fought out of opposite stances. He's got an intelligent lead hand. He'll go straight jab, curving jab, like an uppercut kind of jab. But like a lot of it's come with his straight hand. And Raging Cajun, he has an interesting storyline in that he's one of the most vocal people in the UFC about wanting a fighters union. And to me, I like that. I like that storyline. I like that he's coming in here as an underdog, and if he gets a victory as an underdog again, then he could have some bargaining power with the UFC. I like that he's super vocal with that. His name's Raging Cajun. I enjoy that as well. Stevie Ray's a fighter that I can't believe he's this far down in the prelims. Who did he lose to last, anyway? Paul Felder. I remember that, yeah. KO, elbows on the ground. I don't know. Whenever I don't know fighters, I just give it a 3. All right, Matt. Is this... That looks better. I'm going to give Raging Cajun versus Stevie Ray a 3. I'm interested in the storyline. I'm interested in Stevie Ray because he's like a younger version of Ross Pearson. Even though I think Ross Pearson is limited and he's not that dynamic with his striking. He's got solid fundamental striking. I believe Stevie Ray has, but Stevie's a little bit younger, a little bit fresher, I believe. And then Cajun, he's coming off a huge knockout victory over Adriano Martins. And that to me is interesting. I'm going to give it a 3. Doug Rowland agrees. Should be higher on the card. Giving it a 3 as well. Agrees. All right. Let's move to Mark Godbeer versus Dmitry Sosnovsky. All right, Matthew Caldwell giving a 3.5. So you guys gave that last fight a 3.25. Dmitry Sosnovsky this is interesting because UFC.com lists him as being from USSR. He's a heavyweight. They list him as being from USSR. He's undefeated. Perhaps he's Zangief, a shaved head Zangief from Street Fighter, and that'd be fucking lit. Hashtag lit, fam. Right? But I mean, Mark Godbeer's not a good heavyweight. You know, the UFC's heavyweight division is like the most shallow division, other than women's featherweight, if we can even call that a division in the UFC. Dude's not very good. I don't know anything about Dmitry Sosnovsky. I'm gonna give this a 1. I'm leaving room to be wowed, but I'm giving it a 1. Sorry, my dudes, but we're definitely gonna exceed our expectations. Giovanni Zisselman says he got Dmitry in that fight. I think we all got Dmitry Sosnovsky. Let's look at the odds. That'll help us tell a little bit. So yeah, Sosnovsky's minus 260 to Godbeer's plus 220. I hope Godbeer pulls it off for me so that I can my blanket bet will look even better. Men's flyweight is more it's deeper than you believe it is because Demetrius Johnson just murders everybody. Heavyweight bouts get a 2.5 out of 5 as long as they don't gas or lay on each other. It should be fun. Synchronic 7, Hazrat Hakparast has been pulled from the fight after being deemed unfit to fight UFC medical team due to infection and eye condition via Jade Morris. Well, fuck. We won't even talk about that fight then. Let's grade it anyway because I don't want to change my spreadsheet at this moment. We'll just give it 1. So we'll give 1 and then a 1 and then a 1. All right. Thank you for the breaking news, Synchronic 7. Let me verify this by looking at the old Twitter machine. Do 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 do. Ba, ba, ba. So then the fights are happening in a half hour, not 15 minutes. John Morgan says late scratch of Nasrat Haqparast versus Nad Narimani just announced in the building at UFC London by the sharp-dressed Bruce Buffer. Suit game on point tonight. That's from John Morgan. Okay, so 10 fights instead of 11. Okay, fuck it. So our pre-fight ratings are, I gave it a 2.36 out of 5, my pre-fight rating. By looking at each fight individually, you guys gave it a 2.71. You guys were 8% off from your pre-fight guess. Wow. Nice. Good job, guys. 8% off. That's pretty good. I was 18% off. You know, not the best performance, but yeah, you guys are 8% off, so congratulations. Let's go over our predictions for Fight of the Night and performance bonuses, and then Giovanni wants to talk about who Darren Till should fight in the main event of UFC Liverpool. I don't know where exactly that's happening. Let me let's see where it's happening. Liverpool. It's happening on May 27th in the Echo Arena, Liverpool, England. UFC Fight Night 130, where also Dan Kelly will fight Tom Breeze, and Elias Theodoro is fighting Trevor Smith. All right, let's go over our pre-fight guesses for performance bonuses. I'm going to go with a performance bonus to probably to Duke and Wah. I think Duke and Wah probably gets a performance bonus. I think that perhaps Ankalaev could get a performance bonus, but maybe not. I'm going to go with Duke and Wah and Blachowicz, because, hear me out here, perhaps Blachowicz will knock out Jimmy Manuwa. If that happens, Blachowicz is getting a performance bonus, and Fight of the Night is going to be an obscure one. It might go to Roberts versus Enkamp. So my prediction, let me write it down. I will write it down. Fight of the Night, Enkamp versus Roberts, POTN, Duke. I'm just going to write Duke. And what did I say? Blachowicz. I'm just going to write Blash. Okay, there we go. I would like to see Darren Till versus Colby Covington, like Doug Rowland says. My real pick was Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I think that's still on the table. Jorge Gamebred Masvidal was in the mix as well, but Gamebred said he didn't want to take that fight. He's not ready until July or something. So yeah, I would like Colby Covington versus Darren Till, or really, actually that's my go-to. I'm gonna go Colby Covington, mostly because I want Darren Till to knock him out. That'd be fucking great. Synchronics going with Fight of the Night, Stevie Ray versus Cajun Johnson, and the bonuses will go to Edwards, Leon Rocky Edwards versus Sabota, and Poster Boy Manuwa. We will see, I guess. And Doug Rowland says, bonus guess, Manuwa by KO via knee. Oh, God. I don't think he's going to win via knee. It's going to be hands if he does knock him out. Verdum submitting Volkov, and Fight of the Night to Volkov versus Verdum. Oh, you're going to give Verdum $100,000 bonuses? Woo. I don't know, man. That seems risky, Dougie. I don't know. I don't know. Till's this young dude. He's a huge 170 guy, you know, 100.